I think Monica, Tyson, and Jervis all did a lot of things right. They got to the end, first and foremost, which is the only way to have a chance in heck of winning the $1 million. So they all got to the end. Monica's done something that I actually genuinely think is really interesting. Monica convinced people out there she wasn't playing to win. Jury member after jury member came back to me and was like, I don't think Monica's playing to win. And I would tell them, no, she's playing to win, you fools. She played the GOAT. And that is great gameplay. She was deceptive and effective in her deception. That's Monica's best argument. Monica's worst enemy is her nonstop talking. If Monica could just shut up when she needed to be quiet and then be succinct when she needed to talk, that would be awesome. Monica worked hard around camp. She got herself to the end. She played the GOAT. And I think Monica's big downfall would be her inability to be authentic in her answers, brief, and have the awareness enough to know that the jury doesn't want to hear some long-winded plastic response. Jervis could argue that he made all the moves, and Tyson was someone he dragged along, and he dragged him along so well that everybody thought Tyson was the threat. He stayed under the radar while manipulating Tyson. He convinced Tyson to vote off Aras. He convinced Tyson to vote off Vitas. He convinced Tyson to take out Tina, Caleb. Jervis could make that argument. The problem that Jervis runs into is that Jervis has been so flippant in his braggery at tribal councils and even at challenges. The first challenge of this season, Jervis couldn't swim 3 feet in the water. I had to drag him 50 yards to a boat, and then we win the challenge and he gets up and goes, that's how it's done. You mean that's how you almost drown? Like, is that what you're celebrating? So when he comes to final tribal council and he starts bragging, unfortunately for him, he's already created a pattern of I'm bragging, but I have nothing to back it up with. So when he comes to tribal, he's like, I did all this. He has developed no sense of trust in the jury. There's no reason to believe him. That's why Jervis has a really tough time getting there. And I think Tyson can make the argument I made every big move. I convinced Jervis to vote off somebody who would never have taken him out. I planted seeds in Jervis's head to make him think Aras was the biggest threat. I planted seeds in Jervis's head to take out Tina, another person in his alliance. And from there, I drew rocks. I had the courage to stay with my alliance and draw rocks. I took all the risks. I found 2 hidden immunity idols. I dragged Jervis along, giving him the immunity idol late in the game. Tyson can say that he was able to pit people against each other so that he was never seen as the target. His first great move was saying, Aras is in the center of every alliance, while Tyson was standing right next to me, a little closer to the center than I was. You know, and then he painted me as the villain. So what he did is he painted me as the villain to all these people in the jury before they were in the jury, and he got everyone to vote me out. And then instead of looking at Tyson like a threat, they said, oh, he's our hero. He saved us from big bad Aras and all of his alliances, which was genius on Tyson's part. And so he was able to ride that goodwill into one more tribal of trust. And when he knew the trust was up, he'd blindside you. He played a great game. Tyson's downfall, again, would be a bit of his flippancy. He made a lot of off-color comments. I know to Katie, he said, there's your seat, right after he just voted her out, which is ugly. I think that was a moment where he could have been tender. He could have been sweet and authentic, and he could have really held space for Katie, and instead he chose humor. My guess is he wasn't meaning to be a jerk about it. I think he thought it was funny. And was trying to be funny. So I think that Tyson's biggest downfall will be his inability to connect with people at a level anywhere near below the surface. I didn't come out here to be the first member of the jury. I came out here to win. So there's disappointment that you don't win, but you have 2 choices. You can sit and you can lament and rue and stew over the decisions you didn't make, or you can welcome the opportunity. I've gotten to be in the jury. This is a totally different experience. I get to decide positively who else wins. 14 days out here of no stress. I wake up every morning, I go for a swim out to the buoying and back, I eat good food, I relax. Me and my brother got to be out here and spend time together. This has been a wonderful vacation for me. And at the same time, I get to watch Survivor unfolding live in front of me and be an active participant in the decision of who gets $1 million. So it's different. I'm not the one up there competing for the million anymore, and I had that experience. That was great. That was really fun. And this is different. I'm not competing anymore, but I get to participate, and I get to watch it all unfold live, which is for a fan of the show. It's a really wonderful opportunity.